All right, we're getting this thing going right now. Let me let everybody know on the gram. We basically on time tonight, man. We doing it. We are doing it on time. Let's get it popping. Everybody, I'm giving everybody a chance to come on in. Hold on one second. Let me give everybody a chance to get on in here. But we're live. One thing I don't like is that it doesn't give me a chance to get the pre-link. All right, but I'm here. Let me let everybody know on Instagram and YouTube. Let me tweet this thing out. Let me do this. Everybody get a chance. All right, let me turn my volume down. Let me let everybody know on YouTube and Twitter and everybody. Hold on. All right. Y'all come on in, man. We're ready to chop it up. Glad to have y'all tuning in on this lovely Sunday. Glad to have everybody tuning in. Y'all pile on in. The room is getting packed already. Real good discussions we're going to get into tonight. Let me throw this up here. Let me throw a lot of stuff on up here. I'm sharing all of this stuff on my social media. Y'all need to follow me everywhere on all my social media at YouTube at Tariq Nasheed, Instagram at Tariq Elite, Facebook. I still do Facebook. A lot of folks don't, and I rarely do Facebook. But I do a little something on Facebook. I got two Facebook pages, the Tariq Elite Facebook page and the Tariq Nasheed Facebook page. So that's the verified one. That's my verified Facebook page. Hold on one second. Let me put something to let folks know I'm live. And then after that, we good. Glad to have y'all tuning, man. I hope y'all had a great week this week and everything like that. All right, let me get all this together. All right, here we go. We're here. All right, now look, I got on a lighter blue shirt than last week. I just realized, because last week I had on a blue FBA flag shirt. I have a lighter blue shirt. This ain't the same damn shirt. This is a lighter blue. I had on like a navy blue last week. This is more of a sky bluish look that I got on. You can get this at the link below at officialfba.com. I also need everybody to hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Let everybody know it's real. We're in here. Shout out to eClass777. Shout out to eClass. Yeah. Man. Oh, yeah, by the way, don't forget to go get your Karen keychain. KarenKeychain.com. KarenKeychain.com, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget to go to officialfba.com to get the flag shirt and the FBA flag, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is Nipsey Blue. We got on a Nipsey Blue shirt. What's going on, Cashville, Tennessee? Where are my New Orleans people? Where are my Louisiana people? Where's my New Orleans people? Where are my New Orleans people? All right, all my New Orleans people. I will be in New Orleans tomorrow, actually. Let me talk to my New Orleans people. Look, I got somewhat of a small dilemma. And don't hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you have not liked or subscribed yet. Hit that subscribe button. Your shirts came Friday. Good look. I'm going down to Louisiana tomorrow. I'll be in New Orleans tomorrow. Shout out to all my New Orleans people. We scheduled to film already down there, so we're still going down there. I got to do a couple of things down there. We're filming. I wanted to film on a plantation down there. There's a lot of plantations down there in around the New Orleans area. There's a lot of plantations down there. And we thought we had one secured because one dude reached out to me saying, hey, whoop-de-whoop, my aunt is the manager at this plantation, the Whitley plantation. And, you hit her up, you can use that to film. And oh, cool. So I get into that in a second. We need a place. We don't have it. That fell through, and we're not getting hit back by some of these other places. All my New Orleans people, if y'all know somewhere we can film down there that has a historic vibe, you know, I fell in love with Louisiana and New Orleans, and I just love the vibe. I love the energy, and I wanted to film some segments down there. I know one place we're going to film in front of. We're going to film the Madame Lalaurie mansion, but I want to do some narration in some of like some slave quarters looking areas. I would like for my New Orleans people to kind of help me out. I don't really know my way around out there like that. I got one of my brothers on the ground out there, but I need some other people who might have some hookups, some people who might know some things, know some areas out there. Email me. Can y'all email me info@tariqelite.com if y'all got some hookups on some plantation places down there that we could possibly film without a lot of issues. You understand? It's my serious people. Don't hit me up and you ain't got no connections or nothing like that. It's a historic slave home and slave quarters in the area where you live. You hit me up, man, and let me know if y'all know some folks at some of these places and if everything is cool. Y'all got some connections. Yeah. Hit me up, info@tariqelite.com. Say Whitley Plantation is Erie. Let me tell you something. I would rather just deal with the white people than the black managers at somewhere. I would rather just deal with the white managers. I don't really like going through the black people who are the buffer class. I don't like to go through the buffer class because they're going to have to go through the white people anyway. And Negroes who are buffers for white people, usually, man, their eyes get to bucking. You understand? Now, and I'm naming Whitley Plantation by name. I'm naming their ass because they brag on their website about, well, this is the only plantation that focuses on the lives of the slaves. Okay? Thank you, Yolanda. She said the hair looks very nice. Thank you so much. So she was talking about on the website, it was like, it's the only plantation that focuses on the lives of the slaves. Okay, fine. Because a lot of those plantations down there, you know, they kind of almost try to hide the shit that happened on these plantations. They use these little tricky words. Well, this was a cotton farm. You know, this was a historic home for Southerners. You know, they almost try to hide the horrors that were going on these damn plantations. And they do this because a lot of the tourists are actually white. A lot of the tourists are white, so they don't want to make the white people uncomfortable. So the whole vibe is to really not make white people uncomfortable when they go visit these places. So we want to go down and film. You know, we want to go down in because they got a lot of plantations down there that's still available to go see. So the sister, man, the woman who's the manager, you know, I talked to her, and you know, she said we got to fill out some information and whoop-de-whoop, and she already had a kind of timid vibe. So she wouldn't look me up, and boy, after she looked me up, boy, the eyes really got the bucket. Boy, when they found out who exactly I was, that's kind of a gift or a curse for me. When a motherfucker, you know, that's kind of a gift or a curse. Because down there in Louisiana, or anywhere, if I call up and I let them know it's me and they find out who I am, like if I'm trying to get somebody out of jail or I'm trying to help somebody out and they've been wronged, and motherfuckers see that I'm about the business, they're like, oh shit, let us do the right thing here. Because I go hard body on white supremacy. I don't really joke around and play with them like that. I go hard body. So buffer Negroes get a little nervous around that type of energy. You know? So nigga, this sister found out who I was. Boy, she called me. I could hear the eyes bucking over the phone. At Whitley Plantation. I'm going to keep naming the fucking plantation. She sounded like she lived in the slave quarters in the plantation when she found out who the fuck I was. Lord Jesus. Tariq, I should look you up. You's gonna get us in good trouble. Man, she called me like, well, I've seen some of your work. That wouldn't be prudent for the brand of the plantation at the moment. Some of the work you're doing, sir. The brand of the plantation. I'm looking at the phone. The brand of the plantation? I'm looking at the phone crazy when she's talking. Yes, we, a lot of stuff, you have to understand that we have a lot of multiracial people coming to visit and the brand of the plant, the brand. I'm like, lady, I'm trying not to curse, it's a fucking plantation. We can't talk about what happened on that motherfucker? Well, Lord, I understand. Maybe we can do some other stuff in the future, but right now, hush your mouth. I mean, she sounded like a fucking slave, dude. She was bucking her eyes something fierce. The brand of the plantation? Lord, this woman got so fucking scared, man. I'm like, what the hell is going on down there? My God. Yeah, she was talking about the brand. We can't really associate certain things with the brand of the plantation. I mean, you know what happened on plantations, right? I mean, you can't really spin that into a positive because that's what they try to do. They try to get this shit and kind of spin it into we were just one big happy family. We was all on here just a cooking and a cleaning because I think that plantation is one of these plantations where they be having niggas dress up. Because some of these plantations be having niggas out here dressed up as slaves. Do y'all know that? I know out there in South Carolina they got that. They got that shit in South Carolina, and these niggas be dressing up as slaves. I mean, literally being there with slave clothes, making biscuits and shit. It's a whole thing, man. And white folks pay to see that type of shit. White people, they pay to see that. They like that. Well, welcome to the plantation, man. On this plantation, it was built in 1650. It was Master Joe was such a good man. He was good. We's all family peoples in here as I make some grits for Master. Oh, we was all family. It was a happy family. It wasn't as bad as people said it was. Now, some people make it seem all bad and all those mean old race baiters. But no, Lord Jesus, it was just one big old happy family, right? That's the type of shit they be doing, man. They be acting like it was a family type of thing. Like the black folks they weren't really slaves. They were just an extended family who got beaten, raped every now and then. So, man. Okay. So anyway, I'm like, well, we'll just deal with the white people. I'm not going to sit up and listen to no buffer class Negro babble and talk scared. I just deal with the white people. Fuck that. Yeah, we're trying to think of like maybe a little finesse, have somebody go down there and just, don't mention my name. They hear my name because they know, look, they don't want me to stir up some of those ancestral memories out there. Yeah, they don't want me to go down there stirring up nothing. They want a nice good coon spirit coming around those plantations. They don't want me stirring up them damn spirits out there. They don't want that. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Oh, man. Dude, some of those Louisiana plantations were the worst. They did all types of foul shit down there. And they know I'm going to talk about it. That's why they done probably sent the word out to everybody. Oh, Lord, this nigga's he's going to stir up some trouble out here. There's a nigga named Tariq. They probably got a Negro running around New Orleans warning the plantations right now with a bell in the middle of the night. Ling, 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 ling. Lord, ling. I got to take the Underground Railroad to Massa House. Ling, ling, ling. So, man, god damn. So we might have to have somebody go down there and just get the shit for us, and we just go shoot real quick. Yeah, man, they don't want us to stir. Because look, some of those ancestors, man, got busy down there. Don't get it twisted. Man, some of those ancestors got busy. They know that. They know, man. They know that energy, that spirit is still there. Family, we are foundational Black Americans, man. Our blood is in this soil. Our ancestry is in this soil. The spirit of our ancestors resonate all around this country. We're the foundation of this country. So our family and our ancestral genes are energized in certain areas. This is why I tell people, foundational Black Americans, we're not interchangeable with all these other groups. See, other people, they try to lump us in with everybody as if we're interchangeable. This is what the theme of today's topic is. We're talking about the melting pot myth. There's no melting pot. The melting pot is us. You understand? We're going to get into that in a minute. But the thing is, we're not interchangeable. See, whenever foundational Black Americans, when we are helping other people, elevate other people for themselves, it's all good. When we elevate other people and get nothing out of it, we're supposed to continue to be the sacrificial slaves for everybody else except ourselves. That's how we are approached. We're supposed to just keep elevating everybody else. We're the sacrificial slaves. Just shut up and enjoy it and keep doing it. Now, when we say it's time for foundational Black Americans to kind of get what we need to get, well, come on now, don't be divisive now. Y'all divisive. We all Black now. All of a sudden, we all Black, we all big melting, we all a minority group. Why are you trying to get something for yourself? That's divisive. Yeah? That's real divisive. You dig? So, we got to be very careful with that. Because the thing is, a lot of these tethers are waging war against us. They're waging war against us right now. Too many of them. Too many of them are waging war against us. They're working with the white supremacists, waging war against foundational Black Americans. See, this is why we're going to have to start getting very codified. And I'm talking about tonight. We're going to start talking about getting on certain codes tonight, this very minute, that's going to assist us with getting tripped up by tethers who mean us harm. You see? But we're not interchangeable with everybody. Because number one, like I said, as foundational Black Americans, because our ancestral lineage is on this land, when we go to a plantation or even when we just visit certain areas in the country, our bodies and our energy feels a certain connection sometimes. You understand? I can go somewhere around the country, maybe in the South, maybe on the East Coast somewhere, and I feel a connection to that. I can feel the energy of certain places here on this land. You can feel it. You can feel a sense of nostalgia. You can feel what your ancestors felt in certain parts of the country. This is why when a lot of actors would go on plantations to do slave movies out here, a lot of the foundational Black American actors would freak the fuck out on some of these plantations. Our brother John Amos, the great legendary actor John Amos, when he was doing the movie Roots, he freaked out when he got on the plantation. He had a breakdown. A lot of Black folks, when they get on these plantations who are foundational Black Americans, they have breakdowns. This is one of the reasons I believe they started to get European actors to play in these slave roles, because having foundational Black Americans on these plantations, it brought some shit that was too real up to them. You understand? Hit me up about some of these plantations you guys are mentioning. Hit me up about some of these plantations. Yeah? So the thing is, family, the whole melting pot myth. There's no melting pot, guys. The melting pot myth is basically everybody comes over, dumps things on foundational Black American society, yet they extrapolate resources from for their own segregated groups. There is no melting pot. When people come over here, all these immigrant groups, they have their little enclaves until they can whiten up. The ones who cannot fully anglicize themselves, because white society, they let people amalgamate eventually into white society if they're white enough. Other groups who cannot anglicize themselves, they can be buffers, and those buffer classes extrapolate resources from foundational Black Americans, take those resources, exclude us from the resources, and build and hold those things in their own communities. That's not a melting pot. That's an exploitation pot. And the only time they become a melting pot is when they want to get into gutter behavior. You understand? When they want to get guttural, then they come to us. People dump their garbage onto us. All of these different immigrant groups do that, unfortunately, including too many African and Caribbean. We know the Hispanics do this, but all other groups do it too. That's the trick bag right there. They'll dump their filth onto us. See, there's a difference between a melting pot and if you put too many things in a pot, that's not gumbo. See, they tell you putting a whole bunch of stuff in the pot, you just make a big delicious gumbo. No. You can't put everything in a damn pot. You put too much shit in a pot and start stirring around, you got slop. That's what slop is. And that's how people try to treat foundational Black Americans. They try to treat us like the slop bucket of America. We aren't supposed to look out just for ourselves. We aren't supposed to say, hey, we don't really want everybody dumping shit on us right now. Oh, come on, man, we all Black. Come on, man, we all minorities. Come on, man, don't be divisive. No, I don't really want y'all dumping your garbage on us, man. We got our own group. We got our own lineage. We really don't want you dumping shit on us. Oh, man, why are you being divisive? See, they want us to be the slop bucket. Now that we're saying, no, we are not going to be everybody's goddamn slop bucket no more. We don't want to just have shit dumped on us. Anybody can represent us. Any and everybody can come around us and lay around us, and any and everybody can be a spokesperson for us. This is how we get tripped up every fucking time. It's not a melting pot, it's slop. So we're emptying the slop bucket right now. And people got a problem with that. We're not accepting slop. The slop bucket is over. We're cleaning our buckets. We're going to get purified here. Because the thing is, man, we have a very unique history that's more unique to everybody. It's more unique and it's exceptional. We're recognizing that, and now people are panicking. The same people who go around waving their flags like gangbangers, people wave their flag in our faces like gangbangers. And now we're waving our flag. All of a sudden, we keep hearing how divisive this shit is. You understand? When we talk about getting resources for ourselves, all of these groups that we help with nothing in return, they start talking greasy. All of these groups who we've helped and got nothing in return, when we say it's a reparations movement right now, we're going to stick to this reparations thing. Let me give you an example. This one woman who's a tether from the country of Dominica, she tweeted this. This is a perfect example. That's why a reparations bill that focuses only on descendants of American slavery will never pass. If it excludes me as a black American, why should I vote for that proposition? So this is a person who's an immigrant who now claims black American. This is why we designate foundational black Americans, not an immigrant. When we get something or we try to get something that they cannot get, all of a sudden, well, why should we support it? Why should I support something that's going to help these foundational black Americans, but it ain't going to help me? That's the whole vibe that they have. When we talk about doing something for ourselves that they can't really get direct benefits for, well, not only are they not going to support it, they go out of their way to undermine it. They go out of their way to undermine it. You understand? And that's the vibe that a lot of these tethers have. This ain't no melting pot. That's exploitation. And by the way, this woman here, and when you look at some more of her tweets, well, you know what comes with this is always zaddy worship. Hold on. It's always some zaddy worship. I love bald white men. Talking about James Carville. He does creepy white boys so well. He's currently number 1 on my draft fantasy list. So you know how they do. There's always some bedwenching right there with some of these tethered immigrant coons. It's always the same thing. But family, we have to understand when the white supremacists, they created groups of tethers to work directly against us. This is why we have to cut the slop bucket mentality out. We have to cut the slop out. We got to turn this thing into a salad bowl. Somebody made a great point. Turn this thing into a salad bowl. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. We're in here heavy. We are in here heavy. But family, foundational black Americans are made to believe that we are slop bucket people, that people can just dump trash on, people can come slumming around, we'll accept anything, we'll accept everybody's filth. In order to be around us, you have to be willing to get into gutter behavior, and this is a problem. The other societies, people who could not be representatives of their own societies, they're brought down to us. People who are trash in their own society are brought to us as our representatives. Hispanic society would never let Cardi B be a political spokesperson for their society. Not in a million fucking years. Do you understand? Hispanic society would never let Cardi B speak as a spokesperson or representative. Cape Verdean society would never let Amber Rose speak as a political representative for Cape Verdean issues that affect Cape Verdean people. We let these people come around us and act as the goddamn spokespersons for very serious issues. We're cutting that out tonight, by the way. We're getting heavily on code about that type of shit. We're taught that black people, in order for black folks to learn, you got to go get a moist white man to come do some hip hop dances for the kids. Like that white man down there at that school that Oprah and all those guys were praising, this moist white man down there, and pray for those kids. I don't know what's going on down there. But in order to teach the black kids, they got to do the Dougie and the Cabbage Patch and the Running Man and all. They got to do all this buck dancing and shuffling and shucking and jiving in order to teach. Well, we know how these black kids are. They stupid as hell, and the only thing they know is just cutting a jig, so we'll cut a jig to the ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They tell us this is how black folks can learn because these are slop bucket people. You want to know why the mainstream media, they know who I am. They attack me daily. One thing they do not do, as they attack me, the white media, mainstream media, they rarely mention Hidden Colors. They act like that is not the best-selling Black history documentary film series ever. They try to pretend that that's not a reality. And you know why? One reason why, not just because we're teaching the truth, but the reason why is we're teaching people in that documentary with Black scholars and Black professionals and Black spokespersons who are not shucking and jiving. When you watch Hidden Colors, that just destroys the myth that Black folks gotta shuck and jive in order to learn. We have 6 documentary films that are best-selling films, extremely popular, with intelligent Black people sitting down, talking intelligently without buffoonery, and young people gravitating towards it, so that destroys all the myths. That's the thing that really burns their asses. We ain't shucking and jiving because you don't have to. Why? Because I respect my people enough to intelligently talk to them. Everything ain't got to be about no gossipy, mushmouth, goofball bullshit. Notice other groups, and I've mentioned this point many times, when all of these other immigrant groups come over, they start these gossip sites. All of these major gossip sites that talk about trash bullshit are run by immigrants. All of them. All of these Gossip, Madame Noir, Shade Room, Media Takeout, World Star Hip Hop, all of this gutter trash is run by immigrants over here telling the world this is Black American culture. This trash ass filth that we put on every damn day, this is Black culture in America. This is foundational Black American culture. And most of the people that I just named, either one, they've all shitted and talked negatively about Hidden Colors, or 2, they would not promote it. All of those people I named, Madame Noir, they've actively tried to denigrate the film series, and some of these other people too. The Griot, all these people are run by immigrants. Notice how they always talk greasy about it. These are the ones calling it Hotep. All of the gossip and the dumb goofball bullshit they put on every day, that's our culture. You talk about something progressive and intelligent, oh, that's Hotep shit. These are immigrant coons trying to represent us. Do you understand? This is why we're draining the slop bucket. We're emptying the slop bucket. We're kicking the slop bucket away. No more slop. A lot of people will try to compare themselves to us. A lot of people will say, well, all of us are immigrants. No, we're not. Family, this is why words matter. When I told people about that reparations bill that was being passed out here in California, when they passed that bullshit and we broke it down, I said, people, we have to watch the words and shit like this. That bill, that law, to study reparations, you're not really getting anything out of it, but the wording is very important because you're going to set a bad precedent by using the wrong words. And all of these clowns, A. Douche, and all these folks co-signing that stupid shit, it's going to undermine and fuck everything up. It's going to fuck everything up. And this weekend, they had this going on all around the country. They had this March for Reparations to African people, white solidarity with Black power. This is a problem and a trick bag. Guys, I told y'all, so some white folks who are helping to ally with this bullshit, they know that they're deliberately using the wrong words. In that reparations thing, they kept using the word African in it. They kept slipping the word African in it. And this must be something that's been going around think tanks, because I knew this was going to come up again. I knew it was going to come up again, that if you put a law together using certain words, people can use that as the pretext to other policies. This is why we had to get away from the African word when it comes to us getting tangibles. Tone Tits and Strappy were co-signing that California law with all of that trick bag language in it. That shows these Sambos mentality. That will undermine you. Dude, we got to be very meticulous about the words. That shit should not have ever went into law. These niggas are running around here celebrating that shit. We did it. We did it. We coming. We coming. I'm going to nominate producer. We coming. No. Family, if they're using words like reparations to African people, do you know everybody can get a piece of it? They're going around using all of these trick bag words. That has to be corrected immediately. That has to be checked immediately. That's going to undermine everybody. It ain't reparations to African fucking people. Culturally, we're not African. We got to start using the right words. We got to start using the right goddamn words. No, Tone Tits and Strappy, Tone Tits was out here celebrating. We did it. We got a law. They mentioned our name. I'm going to give you the producer. We did it. Look, we did it. He was celebrating this bullshit. Don't let Tone Tits lie. He was celebrating that shit. That law that passed out here in California with all that janky fucking language. This dumb nigga was celebrating. We coming. We coming. He was celebrating that goofy shit, man. Don't let niggas lie. That's a problem. March for reparations to African people. Do y'all know how much of a fucking trick bag that is? Not only do African immigrants get it, Charlize Theron can get some shit, and Hispanic immigrants can get the shit. You let one immigrant group, one non-foundational Black American, get a foot onto the reparations train, it's done. It's done. We got to be meticulous about it being for foundational Black Americans, people who descended directly from American slavery. The word African should not be in there anywhere. We got to get rid of the word African, and when it comes to policies that affect us. That's a trick word that they've thrown on us, really for the last, even calling us African American, that we've been tricked, to be honest. We're genetically African, but that's such a wide net. Everybody's African using the parameters of that, especially in the Western Hemisphere. Everybody's fucking African. Everybody came from Africa at some point. When do you stop being African and you being your own ethnic group? We're the only people who are told we cannot be our own ethnic group. In Jamaica, they don't say, hey, I'm African Jamaican. You're just Jamaican. They don't say, well, I'm Trinidadian African. You're Trinidadian. They don't say shit about no Africa. They have their own culture. When we say, okay, we're not culturally African American, we're just foundational Black American. Oh, that's divisive. What about the motherland? What about the motherland? No, it don't work like that. See, that's slop behavior. You see, they want to dump that slop bucket. They want to dump the slop on us, but we can't claim anything for ourselves. We can't cleanse the table for our own salad. You understand? We got to watch that type of stuff. We're not African Americans. Let's just get over that shit. Let's just get over it. And if a motherfucker want to, oh, y'all just shame of the motherland. Nigga, we ain't been in the motherland for 500 fucking years. Those are our distant relatives. That's fine. But nigga, we are foundational Black Americans. We ain't been nowhere near Africa. For the most part, they don't look at us as African. We got some cool brothers and sisters out there. We all genetic family, but we are a distinct ethnic group. And the thing is, all of these other ethnic groups, they have derogatory names for our ass. That's the thing. They already look at us as another ethnic group. They just look at it as negative. It's slot bucket. Words like akata in South America, mayate, all that old shit. What's that Filipino word? That they got for nigga? They always do it when Floyd Mayweather was fighting Manny Pacquiao and whooping Manny Pacquiao's ass. All the Filipinos were using, was it too long? What was that word they were using? I forgot what that word was. What was that word the Filipinos were using for us? Arabs got words for nigga. East Indians have negative words for us. All of these people have negative words for us. You dig? Sunog, yeah, Sunog, yeah. The Sunogs, yeah. That's that word, Sunog. All of these people got these negative epithets for us specifically. We don't have epithets for other groups of people. We don't have epithets for other groups of people. We don't. We don't sit around calling folks in. We actually welcome these people in our communities, and basically they treat us like slot buckets. They treat us like the goddamn slot buckets. You know? But we have to watch these trick words that march for African reparations. That's a trick bag. Because they're already trying to weasel in words. Let me show y'all something else. My Dominican homegirl showed me this. My girl Strella showed me this. You got some of these Latinx activists putting this shit together. Look at this. See, they're trying to, this is these people trying to, hold on, let me get my screen right. These are these people trying to kind of Trojan horse themselves. Come on, man, what the fuck, man? Trojan horse themselves into the reparations conversation. Now, this right here says the Latinx community has been an integral part of U.S. history. Latinx communities have been both native to the land and or immigrated. No, you haven't. What they're talking about are the black people, not this land. You're not native to this land. They have contributed greatly to American culture, politics, and society. This series will dive into revolutionary histories of various Latinx communities around the U.S. We will explore the first Latinx experience in New York. In 1613, the first documented immigrant in Manhattan was Juan Rodriguez, a black man from the island of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. The Latinx presence remained in this city. You see that? You saw what they just did? You saw what they just did right there? You got some of these Latinos trying to get foundational black Americans who may have spoken Spanish and attach Latinx onto some of these foundational black Americans who spoke Spanish. You see this little trick bag they're already trying to do? They're trying to call that Latinx. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, no. Oh, no. You see, we got to watch it because, see, we're talking about foundational black Americans. So now they're trying to be slick now because we're talking about slavery and we're talking about the black people who were here on this land creating the culture. Some of them spoke Spanish, some didn't. Some of them were Moors, some of them spoke Arabic. They spoke different languages. They weren't no fucking Latino. Because now, what the fuck is a Latino now? What's your definition of a Latino? They're trying to say a nigga who speaks Spanish is Latino. We gotta watch this bullshit, man. This is how these people will try to tether on the ass. Let me read some more of this stuff this person said. We gotta watch these folks, man. Hold on. Where's the rest of this shit? Okay, where's where's the rest? They had some more shit on here I wanted to. Where is this? Okay, here it is. Cuban merchants had begun settling in New York City. Cigar manufacturing was one of the largest industries in New York, and Cubans eventually took a hold of the industry. The first black cigar workers from Cuba that settled that city found housing in mostly communities reserved for African Americans. due to racial segregation. Okay. Oh, I'm getting heated reading this shit. Workers from the island went on to develop deep connections with the community and joined African American institutions like schools, churches, because these were foundational Black Americans. Cubans and Puerto Ricans of African descent began to settle New York City by the mid-late 19th century. They built networks and groups that cultivated transnational spaces of collaboration among Latinx workers and immigrants. La Liga was a society of Cuban and Puerto Rican immigrants with a mission to provide educational opportunities to Black men. See, they're trying to mix this shit up. They're trying to get some Black Cubans who are discriminated against in Cuba and try to claim, okay, some of the Black folks who were going back and forth from the Caribbean, that represents them. That's what Mexicans do. Mexicans take African culture, Black culture, and then try to claim it as Latino. Yeah, the shit that went on, that ain't Julio Iglesias and Rico Suave. It ain't them. So what's the trick bag language here? See, now this is their new finesse here. This is their new finesse to try to latch on to what we built. They're going to try to get Black people, y'all got to catch these trick bags early. They're going to try to get Black people who happen to speak Spanish, and Black people were very surprisingly fluid in different languages. Sojourner Truth, she spoke, I want to say Dutch. So Black folks were very more articulate than they make us out to be. So this is the trick bag they're trying to run. This is a trick bag that they're trying to run. And we got to call that shit out. But the thing is, these same Latinx folks, they'll try. Remember when I had that old Jen chick on and all the greasy shit she was talking? We are still fluent in different languages. But remember her, and before I get on her, I just want us to understand the language thing. Because whenever you read about slavery and they would document Black people who were enslaved or Black people during the time of slavery, white writers would always make a point to write Black speech in broken English. They would exaggerate the Southern accent with the Black person. So whenever you read something about a Black person speaking, they would always write down, well, the Black person said, "Master, I sure gonna go to the store and eat a piece of watermelon when I gets back Tuesday." They would always write Black dialect extremely chopped up as if it was almost a foreign language. That was a way for the writer, to other the Black person. Because remember, white people talk just as broken. Foundational Black Americans, we learn to speak from white Southerners for the most part. We learn to speak from them for the most part. So speak English. We learn to speak English. Let me be very clear. We learn to speak English, by the way. We learned to speak English from them. A lot of Black people were fluent in Arabic. A lot of Black people were fluent in Spanish. A lot of Black people were fluent in Native American languages or Aboriginal languages. A lot of Black people were fluent in African languages. So we had different languages that we were articulate in, but English was taught by dusty, broke, hillbilly Southerners. But they never write the hillbilly Southerners' dialect is all broken like that. They never did that. Because they always had to portray Black people as the childlike, goofy, silly, shucking and jiving Black person in order to assuage their own ego. Now, what's interesting, now remember I was talking about the Seminoles, and we're going to be doing some movies about that. We're going to do some filming about that pretty soon. And I was talking about the Seminoles, and one thing about the Seminole War, the Black Seminole War, at one point, when Andrew Jackson went down there to Florida to fight the Black Seminoles, what they would do, they knew that Andrew Jackson was a racist, so what they would do, they would send some black folks out to shuck and jive, to kind of dance around and act goofy when the American troops were coming. So they would send some Sambos out there to be like, oh, Lord, the troops is coming, Lord. They would have them go out there and purposely act like buffoons. They would send them out when Jackson came down to Florida, because Andrew Jackson was a major racist. So they would send these coons out, or people to pretend to be coons. They'd be out, oh, good Lord Jesus. Andrew Jackson is coming to get his Lord's feet stomp. Family now. So what happened, the white troops would see these shucking and jiving coons, so they would kind of lower their defenses. Oh, he's going to lower your guns. Let's go get this coon and take him hostage. So they went to get the coons, and then the real hitters popped up on their ass and started letting the fuck loose. You understand? The real hitters came and started giving them some of that damn work. So those brothers and sisters were very intelligent. In fact, later on in the Seminole War, the Black Seminole War, if you read the military documents, the documents from the military generals, they had to come to terms and tell the truth. See, when you're fighting a war, you can't really play games. When you're fighting a war and you're losing, because they were losing the war against the Black Seminoles down there in Florida, when you're losing a war, you got to stop all the bullshit and get real. After a while, the American military kept writing about how intelligent the Black Seminoles were. They went out of their way to mention how intelligent they were, because you got to be real. These ain't no goofy, dumb, shucking and jiving niggas you dealing with. You're going to have to respect that these niggas know what the fuck they're doing and they're lighting your ass up. You're going to have to respect that. So let's stop playing games. These niggas are not dumb. Look, I know we're racist. Look, that's how they had to come correct. Look, I know we're racist, but these niggas are smarter than us. These niggas are outsmarting us. These niggas are intelligent. And we're going to have to figure out how to stop these niggas from killing all of us down here. See, that's one part of warfare. White supremacy, they know at some point it's time to get real. It ain't like these people trolling online acting stupid. When you getting your ass whooped, white folks wake the fuck up and say, okay, I got to get real. These niggas are smarter than us right now, and they whooping that ass. Because they don't even tell you how many white people got killed in Florida, by the way. You know, I want you to, if you look up anything about the Black Seminole War, they say about 2,000 American troops, white American troops got killed. But when it comes to all the civilians, that's what they leave out. Because remember, the Black Seminoles, they were going around wiping out little white towns all over Florida. They were going to white towns and just wipe that shit all the way out. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? They just clean that shit, just kill everybody in that bitch. They would go to little white towns, and with plantations, all y'all getting that business. Everybody's getting a piece of the action. They would wipe them shits out. They don't tell you how many white civilians got killed. When you look up the white civilians of the Civil War, body count unknown. They know, they just don't want to say it. They just don't want to say how many white people got killed. They don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that black people put in that damn much work, because they don't want to inspire other people. Yeah? They don't want to inspire that. Well, let me show you some on Wikipedia. I call it Whitepedia. Look at Wikipedia. This is the Wikipedia page for Seminole War. And I don't really like Wikipedia too much because they omit a lot of information. But the Seminole Wars, when you get down here to where's the deaths, casualties and losses? Okay, civilian. Okay, they don't get to the civilian losses. They don't get to the civilian losses. I'm trying to look for it on here because they would say it's unknown. Hold on. Where's that shit? They're very vague about all the aftermath. Hold on. They don't. Yeah, when it comes to all the white people who I can't find it right now. I thought I could find it, but I can't find it. When it got to the white people who got killed, well, we just don't know. It's unknown, which is bullshit. They know. They just don't want to admit it. They just don't want to admit it. Hit that thumbs up button. We got 8,000 people in here. Let's get 10,000 people in here. Let's get 10,000 people up in here. Now listen, when I was talking to that Jen chick, and a lot of these immigrant anchors who come over here and try to undermine foundational black Americans, when we tell them, hey, look, we're not the same group. We have a unique history with this country. We are the people who built this country. And they might try to say something, well, you were just a slave. The white man enslaved you. You were just a slave. Let me tell you something. We built this country. No matter what we were called when we built it, that doesn't change the result of us building it. Foundational black Americans built this country. Well, you were a slave when you did it. Doesn't matter. The results are the same. You were a slave like a scab, like a scab. We built this country. How we did it, who made us do it, that doesn't matter. The fact that we were enslaved when we did it, that shows part of foundational black American culture, ladies and gentlemen. Foundational black American culture is all about turning tragedy into triumphs. You understand? We've always been able to turn a tragedy into a triumph. That's what makes foundational black Americans unique. We took something as tragic as slavery and built the greatest nation, the most wealthiest nation. We turned tragedy into treasure. We've always done that as foundational black Americans. When we were enslaved, they would give us tragic food. The leftovers, we turned tragedy into triumph. We made those into delicacies. When we were out there on those fields, working in those hot days, figuring out how to get away and get off that damn plantation, we created codes that we sung in. Swing low. We would sing codes to each other to let each other know when it's time to bounce. Those codes became gospel. Tragedy into triumph. After slavery, during Reconstruction, when it was time to build, we wanted to celebrate. After Reconstruction, we created music that white people disliked. They called it jackass music. We got instruments and we started playing music, instrumentals. They said that's jackass music. That was shortened to jazz. During the Jim Crow era, it was tragic for us. They had oppressive laws and segregated towns that we had to live in, especially in the South. We created something out of that to feel better as we were sharecropping called the blues. We take tragedy and turn it into treasure. We've always done that repeatedly. Also during Jim Crow, when black people were working, especially during wartime, the only time you get to let your hair down was on Saturday night. Saturday night was when you would get busy because Sunday you had to go to church. That was a part of the tradition. But before you went to church to sing the gospel you created, you wanted to get down with some women. Ladies wanted to find them a fella. You wanted to rock and roll. That's where rock and roll music came from, those Saturday night juke joints. That's where rock and roll came from. See, we've turned tragedy into treasure. We've always done that since the enslavement of our foundational black American ancestors. We've always done that. In New York City, when they destroyed the Bronx, gentrified the Bronx, had urban decay that was deliberate. Those white supremacists were creating all types of enclaves that were destroyed out there in New York, especially in the Bronx. You had those white landlords burning up buildings. It was a war zone. Black folks said, plug up them speakers, plug up them turntables. We're going to turn triumph into treasure. Made hip hop. We've always done that. We've always done that. That's the magic of foundational black Americans. We keep doing it. We can keep doing it over and over and over again. We can repeatedly take trash and turn that shit into treasure. And stand on our square and not flee the hard times. You understand? Because family, we got a lot of these Negroes that's being brought over. And this was very deliberate, by the way. So we got to watch these Negroes out here who's being brought over to work against us. There was this one woman, Trump had a meeting and she was up there nodding, this chick right here, when Trump had a thing. She's in the back. See that woman in the back? They deliberately put her back there. She's nodding and giving the thumbs up. So people are like, who the hell is that? And look, Foundational Black America, we see that weave. We know what it is. Let's stop. We saw that weave. We saw what it is. We saw what it is, guys. When we saw that weave, we already knew what it was. So that chick, her name is Mara Jolie. Okay? Her name is Myra Jolie. This is her. Hold on, let me get some pictures of her. This is her. When you see the wig, we can kind of look at wigs and tell that a motherfucker ain't from foundational Black American culture. This is her hugged up with zaddies all over the place. Her in that wig. We already know this is her with one of the Proud Boys. He's throwing up a white supremacist hand sign. Now she's from the Dominican Republic, from what I understand. This is her up here being America's top mammy. She's from the Dominican Republic, from what I understand. Okay. Let me show some more of her. This is her up here with the Proud Boys. They up here throwing up the white supremacist hand signal. Got her big mammy ass standing here with a bunch of white supremacists throwing up a white supremacist hand signal. This is her from a couple of years ago. So she's known. She's a known bedwench around the white supremacist circles. So at this point, we just know. We already know who's who. So we're fighting two wars here. See, these white supremacists, they bring around these tethers. They bring around these folks to try to misrepresent us. You dig? And again, it's time for us to start cleaning the slop bucket. Now, let me show y'all something. This happened up here in California a couple of days ago. See, the Proud Boys are very good at going around getting Negro coons to act as buffers for them. They go get some Negro coons. And the Proud Boys are very good at that. They love talking about, we're not racist, we got black members. They got a bunch of immigrant coons as their members. And they hide behind these immigrant coons. So, we're fighting two wars to a certain degree. We got to fight the white supremacists and we got to fight their Negro coon immigrant minions. Now, the Proud Boys brought this dude out here with them. See, what they do, they get their immigrant coons to organize these little rallies for them. And this coon right here, he's an immigrant. He was out there with the Proud Boys. They came out to California, and you know how things go down in L.A. Now, this happened up in the Bay. The Bay turns up, too. Now, I tell people, do not sleep on the Bay. So the Proud Boys came out. They tried to have their Negro minion speak for them. And, Cali shit happened. He got some Cali love, and this is what happened. So they knocked his teeth out.
Get going. Get going. Back up, nigga. Get going. Get going. Get going.
And you know what happened. Just Cali shit happened, That's what happened. But just the fact that we got two wars going on here. And see, this is the thing. We got two wars going on here. See, that melting pot thing, we got to get that out of our system. Ain't no melting pot, guys. These people are using us as slop buckets and then siding with white supremacist society. Brother knocked his damn teeth out. That dude got his teeth knocked out. That coon got two of his teeth knocked out. That coon got two of his damn teeth knocked out. See, niggas ain't really trying to have long conversations out here about none of that bullshit. Just Cali shit, just whatever. What else is new? They put his stupid ass out there. So, they gave him some Bay Area love. Shout out to Bay. Shout out to the Bay. And niggas ain't trying to argue too long. Ain't nobody doing all that arguing. Let's just get this thing and get your ass up out of here, you know? But the thing, say make teeth strong again. But family, listen. This is what we're going to have to understand, family. This is what we're going to have to get straight. This is why we got to get on code. But we're getting deep in here. We almost got 10,000 folks in here. Shout out to everybody in here. Family, we got to understand what is and what is not a foundational Black American, because some people try to be confused. Let's break some of this shit down. This is very important for us to get on code. Now, who is and who's not a foundational Black American? And you can go to officialfba.com. We talk about this. We got a section, if you scroll to the bottom, we kind of break some of this stuff down. Who is a foundational Black American and who's not a foundational Black American? Because some people, I've had some mixed people ask me about it. Now, let's be clear. Foundational Black American, that's a person who can trace their bloodline lineage back to the American system of slavery. Okay? This is a person who's a foundational Black American. If you can trace your bloodline lineage back to the American system of slavery, then you're a foundational Black American. Now, to be a foundational Black American, at least one family member, one parent, has to come from a non-immigrant background, at least one. They have to come from a non-immigrant background that can be traced to American slavery. Okay, let's be clear. Let's break some of this stuff down so there's no confusion. We even have it on the site, by the way. If you go to officialfba.com, we got some of this stuff broken down on the beautiful site, Official FBA. We break a lot of it down. See, we're emptying the pot. The pot is getting empty. Now, some people say, well, Tariq, my mom is an immigrant, but my dad, he's a foundational Black American. Okay, well, you are a foundational Black American. Somebody said, I'll get on Amanda Seals in a minute. Now, she says her dad is from Boston. She always says, well, my mom is from Grenada and my dad is from Boston. Is her dad a descendant of American slavery? Just because your dad is a Black American, is that motherfucker a descendant of American slavery? You dig? Is that person a descendant of American slavery in America? And we're going to get on the caveat to that, because there is still a caveat to it. See, we're going to have to start getting this stuff straight. Now, some people, myself, both of my parents are descendants of American slavery. They are both foundational Black Americans. I don't have no immigrants in my family whatsoever. Not one. Nobody in my family is an immigrant. None. None. See, we're going to get these rules straight tonight. Tonight, we're getting the rules straight because, see, we got to have codification. If you have an immigrant family member, an immigrant parent, and a foundational parent, you are still a foundational Black American. Let's be very clear. If there's a reparations claim, yes, you come from a lineage, if you can trace them back, well, you are owed reparations on your parent's side, if they are foundational Black American. At least one, you are qualified for reparations, all right? Now, let's be clear. There's a caveat. And before I get into the caveat, now, some people want to know, how do I trace my family back? It's very simple. They started adding foundational Black Americans to the census in large numbers in 1870. 1870 is the first time they started to add foundational Black Americans in detail to the census. That's 5 years after the emancipation in slavery, okay? So you should be able to trace your family's name or your background, at least one parent, back to that census. At least one parent back to that census. That's the easiest way. Also, the 1900 census, the year of 1900, they had another census that was more detailed. In the 1900 census, they had categories for race, citizenship, because remember, there were a lot of immigrants coming in. A lot of African and Black immigrants Caribbean immigrants weren't coming in at the time. They didn't really have a whole plethora of Caribbean and African immigrants coming over. I mean, you can count them by hand. Not enough to be consequential like that. It was very few. And also in the early 1900s, it was Black organizations that were helping Caribbeans come over, okay? As Black people, we're helping Marcus Garvey and people like that come over, okay? But you should also be able, if you go to the 1900 census, the year 1900, they would have race, citizenship, and nativity, meaning the birthplace of a person's parents. Where were your parents born? So all of that is documented. So if you said your parents were born in Jamaica, well, you probably is not a foundational Black American. If your parents were born in North Carolina, then you're a foundational Black American on the 1900 census. See, this genealogy is very important. This genealogy thing is very important when we start getting that reparations claim going for real, for real. See, we got to do the groundwork and know where to go so that people can get their paperwork in order, okay? So now if you have a plausible, legitimate piece of documentation about your lineage showing that you are a foundational Black American, using those two censuses, using those two, you good, okay? You should be able to trace your shit back to one of those two censuses, okay? Because in 1870, there weren't no Black people immigrating over here, okay? There wasn't no Black people really immigrating over here, especially in those significant numbers. That just wasn't happening, okay? Not in significant numbers. Now, like I said, the half FBA people, now this is where it gets tricky. Like I said, you are still an FBA, you're still a foundational Black American. And the thing is, certain half FBA people, especially if they have family who immigrated here after 1970, half FBA people should not be considered spokespersons for foundational Black Americans as a group. Okay? Let me say that again. We're breaking this stuff down very meticulously. If you are a half FBA and your family immigrated here, the one part of your family immigrated here after 1970, you should not be able or considered by the rest of us as a spokesperson for foundational Black Americans as a group. Okay? Now, why do I say that? See, we got to do it like that. Now, why do we do it like that? Why do we do it like that? Because this is the thing. This is very important. Before 1965, before the Immigration Act that foundational Black Americans helped get through, the Black immigrants that we helped get over before then were riders. The Black immigrants before 1965 who came here did not have the same mentality as Black immigrants who came after 1970. Okay? Before 1965, the immigrants who were over here, because of Jim Crow, they had no other option but to get on code with us and live among us and build with us. This is why we would elevate the Marcus Garveys. This is why we would elevate half FBA, like Malcolm X. He was half FBA, but he was a rider. We elevated him because he understood he had to be on code with us. They did not have an exploitive mentality when it came to us. They knew they had to get on code with us, and they were riders. Our great brother, Minister Farrakhan, his family's from the Caribbean. That's why he's such a great leader now and a spokesperson now, because he came from an era before 1965 where you had to be down with foundational Black American society. We knew the common thread and the common enemy, so we got on code. This is why we're very important. We got to get the details together. Why, after 1970, the shit changed. Why? Because 1968, 69, 70, 71, that was the height of COINTELPRO. At the height of COINTELPRO, we have to understand how meticulous COINTELPRO was. With COINTELPRO, they made sure that there would not be a rise of a Black Messiah. They did not want another Marcus Garvey. Remember, the first person the FBI targeted who was Black was Marcus Garvey, because we were elevating Marcus Garvey. Somebody said it's harsh. No, we got to be harsh. We going to be harsh. Stokely Carmichael was from Trinidad. He was a rider. He came before that 1965 ruling. So when all of the black immigrants were coming over, when we fought to get them over, white supremacist society said, okay, we're going to have to start infiltrating some of these immigrants who come over and among black society. We're going to have to start screening for coons to undermine these niggas. This started in the 70s. So they started to incentivize African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants to work against us, to undermine us, to give them certain resources. Right around this time, this is when the Congressional Black Caucus was formed. They started to get those boule niggas and put some of those Caribbean boule niggas all up in the Congressional Black Caucus and all of these little civic black groups. They started to load them up with these immigrant coons. And they started to come up with policies of benign neglect. Benign neglect started at around 1972. Around the 1970 era, the benign neglect policies came through. So it was a time to ignore foundational black Americans and prioritize immigrant groups. So a lot of these dangerous Negro seeds started being sown at that time. You dig? So we got to look at history and really operate our business accordingly to benefit us. You dig? So, because a lot of these folks started coming over, white supremacist society started to incentivize them to look at us to exploit us. Now, notice since 1960, we haven't been able to get on code like we should have been. When it comes to bus boycotts and all that, we got on code because it was just us. We knew how to immediately get on code. Now we can't get a successful boycott for shit because these tether niggas will break the boycott. Everything is to undermine us to a certain degree. And I'm not talking about all, but hell, too many. Not all, but too many. Now the thing is, we have to watch out for people who have these dual allegiances. Okay? We got to watch out for people who have dual allegiances and dual alliances with so-called us and their homeland. Because, see, let me tell you something. There's a danger to dual allegiances. And historically, there's been two types of half FBA individuals, okay? Let's go back to the half FBA people. There's two types since 1970, okay? There's two types, and we got this on the website. Number one, you have loyalists who are loyal to FBA. They're loyal to the lineage. They're loyal to the heritage. And the second type you have are the anchored tethers who look at black society and foundational black society as some group to exploit and to replace. You understand? Those are the two types of half FBAs we have. We have some who are down and loyal to the FBA side, and we have those who want to exploit us. For example, Candace Owens, she likes to talk about how one of her parents came from or descended from a plantation, but she's always aligned herself with the Caribbean side of her family. And I even doubt that she has a FBA family member, by the way. I really doubt that. I need to see the paperwork. But notice, all of the Negroes that get elevated are either half FBA with dual allegiances or full immigrants who undermine us. Roland Martin's ass. Notice all Roland Martin does is try to undermine foundational black Americans. Candace Owens. They elevate these Negroes to say, hey, look, I'm half black American and half Caribbean, and I say we shouldn't get reparations. That other coon that they put up there for the reparations thing, that Puerto Rican coon. Hey, I'm black. We shouldn't get reparations either. Then we did some research on that nigga. He's Puerto Rican. So now, family, as foundational black Americans, we should not allow half FBA people whose family came over after 1970 to be spokespersons for us as a group. Unless, now there's a caveat to that, unless, there's a but to it, unless that person has a verified track record of loyalty and tangible contributions to the betterment of foundational black society on a grassroots level. The only way we will let a half FBA person be the spokesperson for us is if they have a tangible track record of doing things for the betterment of foundational black American society. You understand? You have to have a track record of loyalty, of doing things to better foundational black American society. You got to have a track record of doing it. If you got a track record of just running your fucking mouth and criticizing us, just keep shutting the fuck up. That brings us to our brother Nipsey. Nipsey was a half foundational black American. His family was from Eritrea. His mother was foundational black American. But Nipsey did things for the foundational black American community. That brother was extremely loyal. That brother created all types of opportunities for foundational black Americans. That brother went out there in the streets and fought for foundational black Americans. That brother was a rider for foundational black Americans. Nipsey was different from some of these tethered coons. Nipsey is a great example of that. That's why we elevate that brother to a damn deity to a certain degree. We elevate that brother because he was a rider for us. He wasn't over here trying to exploit. That brother built and created all types of opportunities that folks don't even know about. That's a rider. That brother was a rider. You know? Nip was a real one. People like that, yes, because he has a track record of doing the right thing. He never tried to undermine us. He respected his Eritrean culture, but he respected us and did everything he could. Me personally, Nipsey did a lot of good shit for me personally. I'm telling you from personal experience with Nipsey. And then was a rider. People like that, yes. Our brother Colin Kaepernick. Colin's mother, his biological mother, is white. Colin's dad is black, foundational black American. But he's a rider. He put his life on the line and his career on the line for the betterment of black people. Colin Kaepernick is a rider. That's who we're talking about. You better have a track record of putting in work for foundational black society. And even if you're not foundational black American, even if you're from an immigrant class, we respect you, but we don't need anybody who's not from foundational black American culture to act as a spokesperson for us. Okay? We got to be very clear on that. See, we got to respect our foundational black American bloodline. Angela Rye an immigrant. That's Haitian immigrant. Notice all of these people, there's a reason, family, there's a reason why white supremacist society elevates all of these either full non-FBAs or half FBA people as spokespersons for us. They know that a lot of these people will have dual allegiances. And that's the thing, family. We got to get on code about that. We can't let anybody with dual allegiances speak for us. Also, if you are a foundational black American and you have dual allegiances to a religion, meaning you prioritize a religion over the racial group and the ethnic group, you cannot be a spokesperson. We're going to have to get busy like this. If you prioritize your religious, so-called religious beliefs or whatever, over the ethnic group, you shouldn't be a spokesperson. If you prioritize sexual intersectionality over the ethnic group, you should not be a spokesperson because you can be compromised. We have to look into the backgrounds of people who try to speak for us. See, we're no longer going to be slop buckets. Every week, they got some mushmouth Negro on TV talking about, hey, I represent black folks and I say we need to stop all that rioting and looting. Every fucking day, they done put some nigga we don't know as our representative. We have to say, okay, that person is nullified among us. We're not listening to him. That person does not represent us. We have to cut that short. And see, that's a code, and they can't do anything about that because the code is in here. The code is in here. Family, the minute we see anybody talking about, hey, I'm here to speak for Black Americans and foundational Black Americans and what they need, okay, what's your background? We ain't taking any more niggas who come out of nowhere. Nigga, what's your pedigree? We ain't taking no more niggas who done came out of nowhere. Because if you done came out of nowhere and don't nobody on the streets know you, that means you some tether that they done put out. They done got you from some white think tank and push you out here. They done got you from that Boule think tank and push your ass out here. Yeah? Anybody who speaks for foundational Black Americans should be a full-blooded foundational Black American. Your bloodlines matter. Let me tell you something. Don't let nobody fool you on that. Other folks value their bloodlines. Other people value their bloodlines, especially in white society. They value bloodlines like crazy. You dig? And to get in certain positions, you have to have a certain bloodline. Family, you can't be president unless you come from a certain bloodline. Yeah? Family, you cannot be the president of the United States unless you come from a particular bloodline. Bloodlines are very important among everybody except us. See, we're the slop bucket people. See, they treat us like the mutts of society. That's what you do when you just throw everything in there. You create a fucking mutt. But with every other group, oh, no. You can't, no, not you. Oh, no, they're very scientifically pairing their folks. The Blue Vein Society. See, you can't get into certain positions in wealthy white society without your bloodline being in order. Over there in the royal family, over there in Europe. We saw what happened when Meghan Markle came through. They got her ass up out of there. Meghan Markle somewhere in Compton right now, working at Chick-fil-A. I don't know what she's doing. They got her out of there. They got Princess Diana out of there. When Princess Diana, when they said she was pregnant by Dodi Fayed, that non-white Muslim, all of a sudden, they said, wait a minute, they're tainting the bloodline again. They're about to taint the royal bloodline. They're about to taint the royal bloodline with Moorish royalty. Nah, she gotta go. They're very meticulous about bloodlines. During slavery, those plantation owners, they would be very meticulous about who they would, the other southern white families they would breed into. They were very meticulous about that. They would get hooked up with other wealthy plantation families a lot. This is why even today, a lot of these southern families all clicked in with each other. Oh, a lot of these southern families are hella clicked in with each other. You know? Even a lot of African tribes, even today, they're meticulous about the Igbo and Yoruba and Ashanti, all of these people coming from a Yoruba, Ashanti, all that, a background and a lineage from the people from that tribe. They're very meticulous about that in Africa now. You got two black ass people, but I'm not fucking with you. You ain't Yoruba. Both of them black than a motherfucker. But no, nigga, you ain't Igbo. You not Igbo. Now, some of those African tribes, they'll change it up as a white man. That's the exception. The white man is the bingo card for them now. They'll change up those lineage rules if it's white daddy. All right? Over there, the tribalism is heavy. You got to be Igbo, goddammit. Igbo, but it's white daddy? Okay. That's the Joker card right there. Getting you a white daddy. Yeah? But the thing is, when other groups started to infiltrate bloodlines, that is usually the demise in a lot of their cultures. And when you let people infiltrate the bloodline and then let those people act as spokespersons for the group, that would be a problem. Because we're human beings. It's inevitable that people are going to mix up and all that. But when you have a specific culture and a specific ethnic group that have specific codes and they have a specific agenda, it's very important to not let people with dual alliances infiltrate and then take the direction of the group somewhere else. See, this is where we got to step up to that. Let's go back to Africa. In Africa, that was the downfall of a lot of African societies. The Portuguese would go over there and they had something called encados. Those Portuguese colonizers would go over to Africa in the 14th and 1500s and 1600s, and they would marry into royal black families, royal African families over there. And the offspring of those Portuguese and black people, they had more of an allegiance with their Portuguese fathers. Those were some of the people that really helped facilitate the triangular slave trade. They were big time on the slave trade. They were the ones setting up shop over there in Cape Verde. And Cape Verde, by the way, before the year 1460, there was no such thing as a Cape Verdean, by the way. The island of Cape Verde was deserted. There was nobody there. Cape Verdeans are a created race. Just like Mexicans. Mexicans are a created race. There was no such thing as a Mexican before the 1500s. But the thing is, they went over there into Africa and did Angola and all this and started to marry in to these black families. And then these offspring, these half African, half Portuguese, they became representatives for African culture, and everything went all to hell. The Arabs went into places like Zanzibar, Tanzania, and I've been over there extensively, studied in the museums. Some of the offspring of the African women in the Arab fathers became staunch slave owners. Tipu Tip is a very infamous black mixed. He's black as hell, but he was mixed with Arab and black, had more of an affinity with his father. He was a major slave trader in East Africa. Tipu Tip made an immense amount of wealth being a slave trader because this person aligned with the colonizer side of the family, the exploiter side, and white society elevated him. You understand? That's the thing. The white supremacists who he was selling slaves to, they sided with him and elevated him and cashed him up. See, they know how to get the half people, the half breeds of the society, or the half cultures of society. Even in Native American cultures, even if it's Native American culture, they did the same thing. Native American cultures, in order to be a chief, you had to have a certain bloodline in order to be a chief. Now, you know, they knew they mixed up with different tribes, but in order to be a chief in a Native American tribe, they were very particular about the bloodlines. And when white daddy started to mix in with these Native American tribes, all of a sudden, you started getting these white and Native American chiefs. That's when everything went all to hell with them. You see? When you start mixing with different groups, mixing with different ethnic groups, and then you let those people become the spokespersons for your ethnic group and they have dual allegiances, that creates problems. That creates problems, okay? That's major. That creates a lot of problems. And family, this goes into the underworld. This goes into the underworld. Family, even in the mafia, for a long time in the mafia, they would let other people in who were Italian, but they were mixed with something else. They would let people in, but you could not be a made man, meaning a boss. You couldn't be a made man, you couldn't be a boss unless both of your parents came from Sicily. Because they didn't want anybody, number one, with dual allegiances, who could snitch, and also they wanted to be able to trace your family. If you did some shit that was slick, they wanted to know they can find both sides of your family and give them that damn work. So if you cross them, you put your family in danger. Because everybody knew where to trace their asses. Now, if you were mixed with something else, and your family was from Germany somewhere, but one family member was from Italy, and you did something slick, they don't know how to go get at your family. Like, for example, Henry Hill from the movie Goodfellas. Henry Hill was half Italian and half Irish. And they allowed him in the mafia. He was a foot soldier for the mafia, but because he was half Irish, they would not let him become a made man because they understood a person who has dual allegiances, they could snitch on us, and that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. That's the reason why they didn't have him as a made man. They didn't want to let this dude up around the inner circles with sensitive information that he can really bring everything down. That's why they did not let him become a made man, because they knew he was a potential snitch just by being mixed like that, just by having dual allegiances. They knew the importance of it. Yeah, that's why, and he snitched. They were right. They knew he would potentially snitch, and he did. Now, later on, I think they, relaxed a lot of the shit with some of the bloodlines. I think because at one point you had to be from Sicily. Then they switched it to be a made man. You got to be from Italy. So they switched it up a little bit. But, they had very strict rules in order to have their particular group thrive and have them represent that group. We cannot have, okay, yeah, you're part of our thing, but on this level, because of your heritage, we just, out of respect for us, you just can't be here. You just can't be on this level because this is set for a certain group of us. We got to have that same mentality. And we're going to have that same mentality. Foundational Black Americans who are full foundational, we're going to look out for our group a little bit different. We're going to look out for our group a little differently. We're going to watch out for our group a little differently. We're in here heavy. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. We almost got 10,000 people in here. Hit that thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button. And subscribe. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. But the thing is, we got to respect that we are different ethnic groups, and that's fine. We're different ethnic groups. We're not one big nigga. See, everybody wants to try to play the one big nigga role when it's politically feasible for them and when they can extrapolate resources from us. When it comes to getting some out of us, all of a sudden we all black. The slave ship dropped us all off just in different places. We all black. That's a con game. Because the people who say that are the main ones holding up their damn flags. They hold their flags up high to distance themselves from us. And the thing is, look, we're different groups. Look, when certain folks come over from different places, we kind of, and for the most part, we can kind of look at people over here and tell, okay, this motherfucker is not a foundational Black American. We can kind of look and tell. Why? Because we have a different makeup. We've been here. We have a different makeup, a different ethnic background. We have a different culture. We have a different look, which is fine, just based on ecology and geography and environment. So we can look at somebody, if you're a learned person, you can look at somebody and say, oh, that brother, he's from Somalia. You can look at somebody and tell, okay, that brother's from Africa. What part of Africa are you from, brother? You can kind of look at people, certain cultural things about them. Like that picture of the chick I showed earlier. You looked at her wig. Oh, that's not a foundational Black American wig. Oh, no. Girl, what part of the Caribbean are you from? You can look at the wigs and tell. Okay, what kind of wig is that? We can look at some of the hairlines and tell. We can look at a nigga's hairline and be like, nigga, what part of Ghana are you from, brother? No, not shitting on Ghana, but we can look at certain little things and say, okay, this nigga, what part of Kenya are you from, brother? Your hairline. That's not a foundational Black American hairline. Girl, what kind of bundles are those which you sew in and you leave out unpressed? Girl, what part of Uganda your family from? We can tell. We can look. We can tell. We know. You can tell. I can spot a Jamaican too, just by the way a motherfucker walk. Jamaicans walk a certain way. Look at this nigga Jamaican. You can tell by the way they walk. If I see a motherfucker with some tight jeans on and some church shoes, nigga, what part of the Dominican you from, pimpin'? How long you been here from the Dominican? We know. We can tell. Yeah, nigga, you got on a three-piece suit and some flip-flops? Pimp, what part of Trinidad you from, pimp? Nigga. Yeah, we know. We can tell. You did? We know. And when we go over there, they can tell. They know. They can spot us. We can have on their garb or whatever. But when we go over there, they can see. They can tell that, hey, you're American. You know, they know. They know and we know. Yeah? They know and we know. We can look at a woman's feet. And I'm big on feet. I love women with nice feet. But if I see a chick in some open-toe shoes and her big toe and pinky toe is the same size, I'm like, oh shit, girl, what part of Uganda are you from? What part of Angola? Because girl, you know capoeira. What part of Angola is your family from? You must know capoeira with them feet. You must be kicking the shit out of people. Huh? Yeah, you know. You can look at a chick and see if she's from Brazil. You can look at somebody and see if they're possibly Puerto Rican. You can tell. You can look at people and tell. Yeah? Yeah, you can tell. Yeah. But the thing is, you know, we're a distinct group and people got to put some respect on it. People got to put some respect on that. Yeah? But yeah, like I said, y'all need to go to the Foundational Black American, to the official FBA site to get that information, to get that game, because we break it all down. We break this stuff down. Now let me touch on speaking of all this, that Amanda Seal chick. Let me speak on her. And I really don't want to. She's up here whining. I saw a little clip of her and Godfrey. I think she's real good friends with Godfrey. And she was lying to Godfrey, telling Godfrey I'd be harassing her. She's going around talking about I'm getting video clips of her and I'm editing clips. Amanda, and I know you're listening, Amanda. I don't, clips of you are circulating around the internet. I just kind of repost shit about you. I'm not getting clips and cutting clips of you up. I'm not doing that. See, this is why people like her, these tethers who come over here, she's been waving that Grenada flag for years and then always trying to speak for foundational Black Americans and always denigrating us and undermining us. See, that's a problem. That's a problem. And folks like her, these are the ones who are tethers. Not only are they tethers, they're minions of the Democrats. And the Democrats, they go out here and they tell their minions to use these talking points to try to discredit foundational Black Americans, especially foundational Black American men, by talking about, oh, they don't like no Black women. Whenever you hear somebody talk about a foundational Black American person not liking Black women, notice it's the Democrats, the white Democrats, sending their Negro minions who are either foreign coons or sexual intersectionalists, spewing that lie. That's a way for them to try to undermine us, and that's them just projecting. I know she's very mad at me. But she did this video, and I posted it. I didn't do anything with the caption. She's lying about the caption or whatever. I didn't change the caption. This is what was already on it. But this is her talking about she said foundational black people. She goes out of her way to not say American because she knows that she's been running around here hollering about she's Grenada, she's Grenadian, she's Grenadian, she's Grenadian. That's her whole thing. So she doesn't say, I'm a foundational black American. And this is another one of these people with dual allegiances who has nothing but vitriol for foundational black American society. And because we are getting on code, we're not listening to people like her, and we are nullifying her as a spokesperson for us, and she's losing it. Now that we're not allowing these people, and this woman, for years, she has a bad track record of just rubbing people the wrong way, especially foundational black Americans. She's always taking shots at us. Black American men or women don't really fuck with her. You dig? So this is her talking about foundational black Americans, well, black people. This is her losing it. Now that ain't nobody listening to her ass, this is how they get down. Hold on. Wait, come on, goddammit. Hold on. Okay. Where's the volume here? Hold on. God damn it. Hold on. Let me get my volume together. Hold on. There it is. All right, let me do it. Here we go. Let me get it. Okay. Come on.
I'm a foundational black person. Y'all keep trying to come up with ways to undermine the validity of my voice, and I'm really tired of it. I was born in America. My mother is from Grenada. My father is from Boston. I am the descendant of chattel slavery in the West Indies in America. I don't need to keep explaining this, but I'm gonna do it this one last time because I'm really fucking tired of it. I'm also a fucking genius. So there's a couple different reasons here why I should be listened to. 1, because I'm smart like a motherfucker. 2, because I am the descendant of ancestors who have been through the traumas that we are trying to undo right now. And 3, because I'm an authentic motherfucker and I speak from the heart every goddamn time. Now anybody who's got something to say to me about otherwise can go suck a bag of dicks. Because your review has no merit because it is not grounded in anything foundational, black or otherwise. Hey, stop fucking.
Okay, so that's her having a nervous breakdown. And I don't know if this was directed at me or other people. I don't know if it's directed, because I wasn't saying shit about her ass, but I don't know. I guess this is directed at me, but I know I did see a clip where she was talking to Godfrey and she was lying her ass off. She was up here lying, talking about I harassed her and all of this shit. She's having a nervous breakdown because, see, people are not taking her seriously because we know what it is. We know that this woman is an anchored tether. This is an anchored tether who really don't like foundational black Americans. People can feel it. People have said it for years. This woman has a whole history of saying the most grimiest shit about us, wagging her little finger at us, waving her damn flag in our faces. I'm Grenadian. Got this shit all over. Okay, all right, who asked? Okay. Y'all need to do better. Y'all black men. Just waving her goddamn finger at everybody. Writing books talking about toxic black masculinity. Just doing little slick shit that ultimately undermines foundational black Americans. You don't do that shit to the Grenadian society. You ain't over there talking about the damn pedophile rings and all the sex trafficking that goes on over there. You don't say nothing about Grenadian society. Notice these folks don't do that. Notice all of these Negroes who come over here, these goddamn tethers, they come over here especially from the Caribbean. Tyrannosaurus Burke, and all these people, they come from these little old janky-ass islands where all types of foul sexual shit is going on. They don't say nothing about that, but they come over here getting with white society, talking about us, talking about toxic masculinity, street harassment, and helping these people, because what they do, ultimately, they help create laws against our ass. When y'all get up here talking about how black folks ain't shit and black men are toxic masculinity, that helps them justify making laws against our ass. Lovey, that's another one. Lovey, and I talked about Lovey the other day. Lovey has everything in the world to say about foundational black Americans. We're all types of avocadas and all types of shit. She wrote a book, The Do Better Guide. We need to do better and all this shit. Now, when somebody asked her, hey girl, what's going on over there in Haiti? I mean, not Haiti, over there in Nigeria, girl, what's happening? What's going on over there in with your country? And let me show you something. When I say Lovey's book is this is Lovey's book on Amazon. She wrote a book called I'm Judging You, the Do Better Manual. So it's a book of basically her, low-key slick talking about foundational Black Americans. She ain't talking about her own damn culture. I'm Judging You, the Do Better Manual. You dig? So this is that shea butter, immigrant tether shit. That's for that immigrant tether crowd. You dig? So they asked her about what the hell is going on over there in Nigeria with the NSARS protest. Oh, I don't know. I need to do more research. I don't know what. I don't really know. I can't really speak on it. Oh, you can't speak on that, but you wrote a whole book talking about we need to do better? And by the way, some people showed me there was a chick over here. I don't know where she was, but it was a Nigerian artist talking about that NSARS thing. And this Nigerian artist, she was like, yes, more Black Americans need to speak out. Beyonce, you came over to Africa and you were using African artists. Beyonce, you need to speak out against what's happening in Nigeria. I'm like, what the fuck? How y'all gonna try to flip that on foundational Black Americans? Y'all use that as a way to kind of, the shit going on in your country, now you want to use that to flip on foundational Black Americans and foundational Black American artists? No. Tiwa, yeah, that Tiwa chick. Yeah, we need Beyonce. How come Beyonce ain't saying nothing? I'm calling Beyonce out. No. Wait. Aren't y'all hard workers and the Akata? You work so much harder than the Akata? Why you need foundational Black Americans to speak about what's going on over there? Don't y'all have the talk before you come over here? Come on, let's get busy for a minute. Don't y'all have the talk in some of these Caribbean and African nations, not just Nigeria, but hell, all over Africa? Don't y'all get the talk before y'all come over here? When you go there, stay away from Makata. Stay away. They're gang members. You be a baby mama. Stay away from the Akata and get a white man. Don't your mammies and your coon pappies tell y'all to stay away? Don't sit up and say, well, we need to say something and y'all didn't have to talk. Which one y'all want to, how y'all want to do it? No, y'all not going to play that game. By the way, because a lot of shit is going down. It's very tragic. There's a lot of deaths happening out there in Nigeria. It's a horrible thing. It's horrible. And I tweeted the other day, I said, it's horrible, but what about all the transsexual Nigerians? What about them? Can we speak up for them? What about all the transgendered? Can we end all SARS? Let's end all SARS. Huh? I tweeted that. I said, hey, what about the transgender Nigerians? Oh, nigga, that is fucked up, nigga. They were mad at me because I tweeted that. I said, oh, no. Oh, no, don't you sit up and act mad. No, this is a tragedy. How do you say that? Nigga, y'all say the same shit. Y'all come over here, those Black Lives Matter leaders who are immigrant coon mammies, they come over here and do the same thing. When black folks are getting killed, well, all Black Lives Matter. Y'all do that to us? Oh, so now it's cold-blooded now? I said also, hey, why don't, because they're protesting out here in the U.S., why don't somebody go to one of the NSARS protests and do the wet pussy challenge? Huh? How about somebody go do the wet pussy challenge at the SARS protest? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that bring attention to the SARS protest, the NSARS? If we just went out there twerking and we do the wet pussy challenge, right? Nigga, how dare you, nigga? That's bullshit, nigga. You don't do the wet pussy challenge. But y'all do it at our shit. Y'all show up to the Black Lives Matter murals. Remember this? I posted this last month. This immigrant chick was out there. She went to they go out here. Where's the other one? There's another one. There's another one. I want to find the other one where the chick was out there. They be out. No, this one right here, by the way. Yeah. This chick was out here with her damn OnlyFans page. She's out here popping her ass, talking about her black business. You dig? This is a Caribbean chick with her ass and titties popping out there with her promoting an OnlyFans page. Talking about support black business. Go to her OnlyFans. You dig? There was another one out there in New York, went to the Black Lives Matter mural and started doing the damn wet pussy challenge. You dig? I'm trying to find that video. Where's that video? I had that video up. Hold on, where's that video? Where's my video? Where's that video? I want to find that video. I cannot find that. I can't find that video no more. Damn it. I want to show the video. This chick was just going to town doing the damn wet pussy challenge. Hold on. Damn it. I can't find this shit. I can't find it. Damn it. Okay, I wanted to find that video. I can't find it for nothing now. Okay, it's cool. I can't find it. But she showed up doing the damn wet ass pussy challenge. Yeah? Come on, man. We almost got 10,000 up in here. Yeah, we almost got 10,000 up in here. But see, nobody likes it when we try to do that same shit to people in their culture. They don't like it and they don't respect it, and they shouldn't. And this is why, family, we got to get on code and not allow all of these other groups to be the representatives for foundational black Americans. If you're not a full foundational black American, you should not be a spokesperson, because too many people come in with dual allegiances, dual alliances, and we don't know if they're going to have more of an affinity to one side of the coin or the other. But the name of the game is for them to undermine us and to use us to extrapolate resources. We can't have that. We can't have that at all. And it's backfiring, and this is why people like the Amanda Seals and all these people are having a nervous breakdown. And what the Democrats are doing now, they're trying to create a gender war. And again, it's always these tethered coons trying to create a gender war between foundational black American men and foundational black American women. These people are trying to create a gender war between us, and it's not working. All week, the Democratic coons have been running around here talking about, man, black men out here gonna vote for Trump. Ice Cube and them trying to support Trump. Black women, see, that's why the black women are on their own. See, that's the white Democrats orchestrating that talk. Shout out to our brother Ice Cube. See, Ice Cube is a brother who's on code. He's a prominent brother who's getting on code and on message. See, they don't like that. They don't like when prominent people start getting on code because of the grassroots. So now they're trying to play the misogyny game. Oh, see, that's these black men. They all misogynistic. That's why they like Trump. And all Cube is talking about is, hey, look, we want to get an economic plan for foundational black Americans, for black Americans, and we want to bring it to whoever's going to listen and whoever's going to administrate some resources. That's who we want to holler at. Oh, but Trump is racist, though. Trump is racist. Trump is racist. Family, Biden is racist. Biden has a track record of harming black people with his policies. So people were trying to shame Cube. They were talking about, oh, man, how Cube up here trying to support Trump, man. How he go from fuck the police to hug the police. They kept saying that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Nigga, Kamala Harris is a cop. Kamala Harris is the police. Nigga. Kamala Harris admits to being the police. Remember when she was talking about being the police and she started doing the mammy cackle? I'm the top cop. I'm the top cop over here. Remember? She's a cop. Man, that woman is a damn cop. So we got to understand these tethers and these Negro minions who work with the white establishment who try to create a gender divide between foundational black American men and women. Whenever they start talking about who somebody don't like no black woman, no, we don't like you mammies who come in trying to undermine foundational black American men and women. Y'all come over trying to undermine us, and then you try to act as a tether for foundational black American women. None of you represent our sisters. Let's be very clear. Amanda Seals, you don't represent foundational black American women. Number one, foundational black American women find you very unfunny. Foundational black American women don't fuck with you at all, and you know it. Even, hell, the women on the staff of that show you're on, they don't really fuck with you like that. We saw some of the shit that was going down with Amanda. People see her get down. We see how these people come from these little old countries who they had to flee. They come from these countries that they had to flee. And a lot of these folks who had to flee from these countries, they were over there in their country scamming, conning, doing little old shiesty shit. And they had to bounce, and they bring that same mentality over here. They were over this. Niggas be over in these little African countries scamming their ass off. They got to bounce, and they scamming over here. You dig? We 10,000 deep in this mug tonight, baby. Hit that thumbs up button. We in here deep. But a lot of them sit up there in these little countries that they're failing in. Their families over there lying, hustling, scamming. And they bring them same lies over here. And we're just a group to come up off of. You understand? They come over here trying to come up off us. Well, you being divisive. They come over here waving their flag, damn near gangbanging. I'm from Ghana. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Grenada, nigga. I ain't like y'all. All right, nobody asked you, all right? Yeah, nigga, I'm different from y'all. Y'all lazy Akatas. Y'all don't work like we work, nigga. We got our own shit over here. Y'all ain't nothing but Akatas. We work hard. All right, nigga. Well, we got our own shit here. We're going to look out for foundational black Americans. Oh, man, why are you defensive? Man, why are you defensive like that? Man, we is all black, man. Why we? Because, see, other groups know that they've been eating off our ass, and now when they see the meals are over, when we're getting on code with each other, we're getting on code and we're saying, hey, the dinner time is done. A lot of these immigrant groups, guys, a lot of these niggas, you dig? A lot of these people, these tethers, let me get deep. A lot of these folks, man, they treat foundational black Americans and they treat our country that we built, they treat this shit like a cookout. That they can come and just not bring anything to the table. See, they treat this like a cookout to exploit. See, they want to come to the cookout real late after foundational black Americans have stayed up preparing the barbecue, preparing the potato salad. We done been up since the beginning of daylight, since 6 in the morning, cooking, preparing, setting the table, getting ready for the barbecue. The immigrant coon tether anchors come in at 4 o'clock, empty-handed, don't bring nothing, eat everything at the barbecue, then stack up plates to take with them, don't help wash a dish or nothing, and then we're sitting here, damn, the food done got ate up, we're tired from working all day, we hungry because the food done got ate up, and now we got to do more work, clean up the fucking dishes. That's the relationship that we got with these exploitive niggas, man. That's the relationship that we have. They just come over, stack up their plates, and leave. They come in late, stack up, and leave. Them to-go plate niggas. Don't build shit, don't help shit, don't benefit us, don't bring nothing to help, nothing. And we always got to stand here and clean up. And when we say, you know what, nah, y'all can't come to this barbecue. We kind of want to have our own thing, man. You done ate enough. Oh man, come on, we all family, dude. Come on, damn, cousin Pete. Nah, we gonna have our own little barbecue so that we can enjoy our own food. The kitchen is closed. We want to feed ourselves for a change. We don't want to just sit up here, make food all day and just everybody eat off our ass and we don't get shit. This is an exploitive barbecue that we have been having year after year after year. Yeah? The kitchen is closed. We don't care about people getting mad. And then they try to shame us with the we all the same talk. See, that's the trick bag they like to run. Come on, brother. Damn, man. We ain't got to be divisive now. Okay, I know I've been waving my flag all for a decade or so. I know I've been waving this foreign flag, but we all the same when you look at it. But why you waving your flag? I mean, you know, I come from there, but all right, nigga, we come from here. But we all black though. The slave ship dropped us off in different places. We all came from the same slave ship now. The problem with the slave ship and the slave master on the ship is not the way they view us, because a lot of them will say, well, you know, man, I don't know why y'all doing all that foundational black American. See, notice how it's only a problem when we say, hey man, we're gonna do us this time. Notice it's only a problem when we say we gonna do us. When y'all having the Caribbean parade, we ain't tripping. When you having the Jamaican parade, we ain't tripping. The Nigerian festivals, we ain't tripping. All right, man, celebrate your shit. When we say, okay, FBA up in here, oh, damn, man. Come on. Because, see, they know that we are the fuel that they exploit. Nobody's going to exploit us anymore. The kitchen is closed. That's our ethnicity. And this is the thing, family. When people say, well, man, the white man look at us all the same. We all came from the slave ship. And I'm black, you black. The white man don't be knowing. They don't know if I'm from Jamaica. They don't know if I'm from Jamaica or Cleveland. They don't know. The white man treat all of us the same. We hear that across the board. Everybody look at us the same. We hear that across the board. The problem with that is they might look at us the same, but we as black people don't look at them the same. That's the goddamn problem right there. We, all black people, don't look at the white supremacists the same. That's the fucking problem. That's the major difference between you and us. We look at these motherfuckers differently than you. We look at white supremacists differently than an Amanda Seale. We look at white supremacists differently than Candace Owens. We look at white supremacists different than that coon, that Puerto Rican coon who was talking about reparations. We look at white supremacists differently than that Jen woman. We look at white supremacists differently than they look at them. We look at them as a common fucking enemy that we are at war with. Collectively, we look at these folks as a common enemy that we are consistently at war with. That's why we have been banging on these people with our limited numbers over here for centuries. We look at them differently. Y'all see white people as fucking saviors. Come on! We gonna talk this shit tonight. Y'all look at these goddamn white supremacists as saviors and we don't. That's the difference, niggas. That's the fucking difference. Foundational black Americans, for the most part, we don't look at no damn white supremacists as a savior. We're the only people who will consistently put our foot in their ass. That's why they tread lightly around us, dude. You gotta ambush us in the fucking streets and then have military backing to come on at us. They can go to your country with a bottle of apple juice and have everybody popping their damn bussy. We look at them differently than you. That's the fucking difference. That's why we're different. We're very different. We don't praise them. You go to some of these countries in Africa and the Caribbean, there's big fucking Jesus statues niggas are worshiping. We don't do that over here. You might have some elderly Negroes with a couple of Jesus statues. For the most part, we don't fuck with them like that or deify them like that. We know they ain't shit. That's why we go after them all the time as much as we can. We don't worship them like that. We don't. We look at them differently. That's why they get y'all tethers to come work for them. That's why the DNC and all of these white corporations get these tethered niggas to come and undermine black society. They come throw y'all a couple of peanuts and y'all happy. They come give y'all a couple of little interracial sexual escapades and y'all think you in heaven. We look at them differently than you do. We know not to let our children around them in large numbers. Ooh. We know we're the only people, foundational black Americans, we are the only people on the planet that does not have an open pedophile culture where people can go get foundational black American children on a consecutive basis. We're the only people who don't have that on the fucking planet. We don't have that. We do not have an open pedophile culture. We don't. There might be a few individuals who's into pedophilia. It's not a culture of black American society where you can go somewhere. You can go to the Caribbean and there's places you can go for children. All over the Caribbean. There's a reason why Epstein set up Pedophile Island out there in the Caribbean. They've been doing that. Those Caribbean places have been hotbeds for pedophilia for years. In Africa, come on. Nigga, they got whole beaches where these folks be out there sending their kids to lay up with these fucking white pedophiles. Come the fuck on, dude. We way different. We way motherfucking different, bro. I done seen that shit I've been everywhere. I done seen that type of shit going down in these countries. Yeah, we different. Oh yeah, we different. We look at these white supremacists differently. We deal with them differently. We understand that these people are not deities to us. We're the only ones that are bringing to them on a regular basis. All of these other groups, you sit up and say, well, they look at us the same. But you react to them the same. For example, hell, when you look at the Amber Geiger case, that Caribbean family was up there hugging the killer of their family member. They were in court hugging this woman. We look at them differently than you. We look at them differently than you. You dig? Family, who's the African or Caribbean, and I'm talking about in modern times, because see what niggas from all these other places, they try to hold on to a motherfucker who lived 200 years ago. Well, nigga, that's bullshit. We got Shaka Zulu. Nigga, Shaka Zulu been dead for 200 fucking years, all right? We gonna go there. We going there. You gotta dig in your ass to find somebody. We had Toussaint Louverture. Don't dig 200 years in your ass to pull somebody out, nigga. We had Queen Nzinga. Don't dig 200 years in your ass to pull somebody out. Who's the modern version of Nzinga? Who's the modern version of Toussaint? Who brought it to a white supremacist ass? Now. Who's the modern version of Micah Johnson in Africa or the Caribbean? Who's the modern version of that? Come on. Come on. Yeah, don't dig in your ass and pull out somebody. Do not dig in your ass and pull somebody out for 400-500 years, nigga. Nigga, we had Mansa Musa. All right, nigga, that was 500, 600, 700 years ago. Let's keep this thing a buck. That's the difference. Yeah, we know how they look at us as found. We know how they look at all black people. We know to them, man, we're just one big nigga. But the way we deal with them and the way we look at them is way different. Foundational Black Americans, we look and react to them in a different way than other groups. And that's the problem. Because some of these other groups look at these folks with high respect, you look at them as almost godlike, you cannot represent us if that's your spirit. Because you're always going to look for a way. You might hem and haw a little bit, but when it comes time to really bring that fucking heat, there's a soft spot in your heart. Because, see, a lot of y'all come from these little places where y'all saw black people. See, and I've talked about this before. A lot of y'all come from these places. And white supremacy is global, but you only see the black people. And because you only see degradation and ruins and there's a black face on it, you think you equate blackness with failure, your own failure. Not realizing that it's the white supremacists that will orchestrate a lot of that stuff. And some might even realize that. But the thing is, and you know, truth be told, a lot of them, they do realize that. A lot of them realize that. Let me clear that up. Because a lot of people from these other countries, they're not really dumb. They know that it was the white people, the white supremacists that really orchestrated the degradation in their societies. They know that. Let's be clear. Let's clear up something. Cause I'm not gonna let people play dumb. A lot of these folks, because they're smart, they're smart people. You understand history, you understand sociology. They understand that white people orchestrated all the degradation that happened in their society. They understand that economic hitman came in there and undermined their society. In Haiti, they understand the French undermined them, and they understand that the UN undermined them today. In all the African countries, they understand the puppet leaders that's put in by the white supremacists. They understand. They know that. They know it. The problem is, white people are still godlike to them, and they don't want to challenge God. They know it, but they're just afraid to challenge the shit because of their own tribal bullshit. They're too afraid to challenge the shit. That's why white people can come around there and smack them up and take your kids, and the Asians can come in there and smack you up and take your kids, and you're making the Asian dude the chief of the damn village. You know. But the thing is, notice how the anger and vitriol, you over there in a whole different country, and not all my brothers and sisters are like that, because we do have some riders in Africa. We got some riders in the Caribbean. But notice the ones who end up coming over here. Look at the mentality that comes with it. They understand it's the white supremacists orchestrating everything. They won't challenge that white supremacist, but what they do, they sit up and say, look at those Akatas in America. Those lazy Akatas. All of their anger is towards us. We need to go to America to exploit the Akata. All of the anger is towards us. And you know, the anger towards us is this. All that Akata talk and slavery talk, after all that, people who got haterade in them, because some people show respect, and then you got a lot of people who they see our history and our survival, and then they juxtapose that with themselves and they say, well, shit, I ain't about shit. Because see, and then they sit up and turn that shit into anger. Because see, foundational Black Americans, we went through slavery, we survived that. Not only did we survive, we built the greatest nation, the most wealthiest nation. We created all of these cultures like I talked about earlier. From tragedy, we still keep our head up. And not only that, we've not only created all of these different cultures, so many successful Black people, in spite of the systematic white supremacist targeting of us, our communities being burned down, we still stand up and say, fuck these white supremacists. We still don't worship them as no fucking gods. We still will bring it to that ass. That's the thing that really burns motherfuckers up, because we still have no fucking fear as a group. We don't have no fear. This is why we be out in the streets putting in work. For the people doing all the wet pussy challenge, and those are people from other places for the most part. But we still come out and put in work. We still put in work against these white supremacists. So you got these people who look at that from these other countries like, oh, these niggas, these goddamn acatas. There's a jealousy thing there. Because it takes courage. We got heart. We got some fucking heart, dude. We better understand the exceptionality of foundational black Americans. We got to stop letting people throw that slop bucket shit on us, man. We are some exceptional goddamn people. Wait, you come over here waving your fucking flag in our faces. Nigga, the flag you waving, you came from a country that you failed in. You failed, and your ass is over here waving the flag. Nigga, shit. My shit. Nigga, you ain't over there waving that fucking flag. You ain't over there. Y'all niggas need to get like me. No, nigga, we own our own land that we've been on for 500 years and more. So yeah, y'all gonna cut all that divisive shit out when y'all been dividing yourselves from us from day one. Y'all come over here to divide yourselves from us. In too many large numbers. Not everybody, too many large numbers. That's just what it is. We're doing the same thing when we ain't shitting on you. This is the thing. Notice, foundational black Americans, we ain't shitting on y'all. It ain't like we're trying to get something from you. It ain't like we're trying to hustle you or scam you or exploit you. We're just saying, all right, man, go on over there with your flag and do you. We gonna go over here. Oh man, damn, dude. Why you gonna do me like that? Do you like that? We just over here working with foundational black America. I mean, you been waving your flag, talking about how you the shit and we lazy Akatas. All right, well we'll stay out your way and we're gonna let you do you. We're gonna be over here and doing some Akata business or whatever we do. We're gonna let you do you. Oh no, you can't do that. Because they know we've been doing the hard fucking work. They know that you've been riding our goddamn coattails. You know without us to ride on, you done. You know without us to ride on, you done. You couldn't do it on your own. Let's stop the bullshit. I hate when people come over talking about how they did all this shit on their own. You didn't do a goddamn thing without the help of foundational black Americans. You didn't do shit, and you know you didn't. That's why when we talk about doing shit on our own without you, your bussy gets real swole, and you get real mad. I don't give a fuck about y'all getting mad. These niggas get to trolling and they make anonymous pages. Nigga, fuck that nigga Tariq. That nigga a con man. Fuck him. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. You know, without us carrying a lot of you ain't gonna get it popping, and you know that. Not all. I'm talking about the tethered coons. And you know it. Without us carrying you ain't gonna get it popping, and you know it. You know why you know it? Because you didn't get it popping in your home. Because you didn't get it popping at home, nigga. Mrs. Whoever you are, you didn't get it popping at home. That's why you couldn't get it popping over here without us. You didn't get it popping over there. Family, we foundational black Americans are exceptional fucking people. We are not nobody's slop buckets. We are not slop buckets, dude. That's why we have to be sabotaged. Foundational black Americans, we got to be sabotaged over and over and over and over again. And we keep building, we keep building, we keep building, we keep building. Other groups, you get knocked down once, you down for the count. Other groups, they get knocked down one time, you don't hear from them no more. They out. Foundational black Americans we actually prefer not to have the white supremacists in our mix. See, these are the places, they feel like they can't do anything without white mommy and white daddy holding that hand. They feel like they can't do anything without white mommy and white daddy holding their hand. Yeah? We don't think like that. We try to get away from them because we know we thrive better when they ain't around in our mix. That's why we're doing, in these next documentaries we're doing, we're going to be talking about how black people survived in these maroon colonies out here for centuries. We're going to be breaking that down. We're going to talk about that heavy. But with us, with foundational black Americans, dude, if we get them out of our mix, man, we get very creative. When black people went out there to Oklahoma, remember, they sent a lot of black people out there, Black Seminoles, a lot of black people out there to Oklahoma, and the white people were like, okay, we'll let these niggas, just let them niggas go to Oklahoma. We don't want them in the South. Let them niggas go to Oklahoma. Out of sight, out of mind. We don't want, let them go on over there. We don't want to see these niggas. And they left black people alone out there in Oklahoma. And when they left black people alone, black people fucked around, and all of a sudden, when white people came back, they were like, what's all these mansions and shit doing here? Where all these niggas get cars from? What the fuck is all these businesses? What is this paved road with all of this fly shit on? What is this? The Black Wall Street? Oh, give me some planes and a bomb. We're going to get rid of this shit. I don't know. We got to keep an eye on these niggas. See, that's what happens. See, they start leaving us by ourselves. We start bouncing that money with each other. We start making foundational black Americans. When we get around each other, we start making that shit happen, nigga. We make it happen. Family, no other group had a COINTELPRO program against them on this land. We're the only group that had a COINTELPRO program. Family, a lot of folks don't know the severity of COINTELPRO. A lot of people don't know the severity of it. First of all, shout out to the white people who got those COINTELPRO documents. It was a white liberal organization who went up in, I think, Meridian, Pennsylvania. I think that's the name of the city. It was a very small FBI field office up there in Pennsylvania. There was a white group that was protesting Vietnam War, so there was a white liberal group. These white people went in there, they cased that place out for a couple of months. They got a getaway car, they got some briefcases. They waited until the I want to say it was the Ali Frazier fight. It was a real big fight, and they knew that everybody's going to be busy, so they waited until that fight, and that night they broke in, I think 1971, they broke into that Media, Pennsylvania, yeah. They broke into that office and stole damn near all the documents. And they got the COINTELPRO documents. And then that group disappeared. They never got caught. Now, they revealed themselves later on. These were some white liberals. Now, those are the kind of allies that I fuck with right there. Those are the allies. If you want to say white allies, those are the kind of white allies we need right there. If you're going to do that, we need that. Those are the kind of white allies right there. Because they blew open a bombshell with them COINTELPRO papers. Again, first, shout out to those white allies. When we say white allies, we don't need white people out there twerking and singing and marching. We need white people. If you're going to be an ally, be that. Them white people got them COINTELPRO papers and they sent them to the media. The media didn't want to publish them, but it was one newspaper that published them and all hell broke loose. Nigga, the COINTELPRO program basically showed that the government, FBI, was covertly waging war on black society, particularly foundational black American society. They were going out of their way to sabotage our progress because we kept becoming successful in so many things. So they were secretly sabotaging everything we were doing. Going all the way to Garvey, they were monitoring everybody. They would burn down black businesses. They would send coons, that one coon, Darthard Perry, y'all look him up. They sent this coon in to burn down black community centers. They were doing all types of illegal, covert things to stop foundational black Americans from being successful. They were ambushing people, going in, assassinating people in their sleep. This type of shit you don't do to weak people. When you have to use millions and billions of dollars of resources undermining a group of people, that shows that these people are an inherent threat because of their potential of success. Don't ever let black people, I want my foundational black Americans to never let anybody ever, 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 ever again tell you how hard some immigrant group worked and how much better they're doing than you. Don't ever, ever, ever let them get that fucking lie out of their mouth. When they know who to tell that shit to and say that shit around, because I shut their asses down. You see, when you start shutting them down using their own history, they get mad at you. We in here heavy. Yeah? Don't let nobody tell you that some other groups are doing so much better than you. But, oh, they just got here and you just lazy. Nigga, they haven't been sabotaged. There's not a COINTELPRO program that's still active, by the way. Now, by the way, that program is just something we found out about. They still do the same shit. They still do the same tactics. They still do the same tactics. They still do it. We see how they sabotage black businesses now. Especially foundational black American businesses. We see how they do it now. You did? Yeah, WikiLeaks and all that. They be exposing all that shit. But the thing is, man, we're not just one big nigga. We're not just one big nigga at all, because see, other groups, we have a different relationship with this land, with this soil. We have to stop using the term African American, because we are not African American. We are foundational black American. That is not to disrespect Africa. That is to respect our culture and our heritage here. When we start using the term African American, they're going to use the word Africa against us to cast a large net to let everybody extrapolate resources from us. We got to be very poignant about what our ethnic group is, who we are, and what we're supposed to get. That's why we're getting the codes all written out and laid out. And the code is the leadership. We are foundational black Americans. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because see, you got other people here who come over and they don't have respect for our history. You got people like Akon, and I like some of Akon's stuff, but Akon says stuff that's very disrespectful. When Akon was talking about how and I'm gonna paraphrase, I don't want to misquote the brother, but something about us and, well, the black Americans, got to get over slavery. That's disrespectful. Because the thing is, a lot of people who have a tether mentality, they come over here. And by the way, with Akon, let me go back to Akon for a minute. Akon sits over and talk about how black folks are scared to go to Africa and we need to get over slavery and all that old shit. But one thing a lot of folks missed about what Akon said, Akon's family's over there in Senegal. The family deliberately came here so that he can be born on our soil, and then he went back. His family deliberately came here so that he can be born on this soil, though then he can go on back over there. So now he would have access to get the resources here and take them back. Akon, my brother, if your family brought you over here on our soil so that you can have your birthright here because of the 14th Amendment that black people fought for, that was meant for foundational black Americans, because you got your citizenship based on the 14th Amendment, brother, which was because of foundational black Americans who had just got out of slavery. Don't say no disrespectful shit about how we need to get over slavery, and it was a law from slavery that got you your citizenship, brother. And then run around with a damn snitch, Takashi. You understand? Don't disrespect slavery and our family helped create the law to get you your citizenship so you can come eat. Come on, man. We got to let folks know. We got to let folks know. We can't have all that disrespectful shit about our lineage. I've been all over Africa. I wouldn't dare disrespect their lineage or their culture. I How the fuck do I look going over to Senegal and say, man, y'all need to get over all that colonialism and shit, the French tearing up y'all shit and tearing up the freeways and taking everything when they left? Man, why don't y'all get over that bullshit? Man, y'all need to get over Boko Haram and Cecil Rhodes, and y'all need to get over that shit. How the fuck we look doing that? We can't let people disrespect our heritage, our culture, our people. You're disrespecting our ancestors, my family. See, we got to stop that. We got to, people, all that Akata, fuck all that, man. You don't disrespect our family. We got to have enough respect for the culture, respect for our family to not let people disrespect. You're not going to do that because you don't let us do that over there. I know for a fact you can't go to the Caribbean and disrespect no Jamaican. I told y'all when I was, and I hang with Jamaican gangsters. When I go to Jamaica, I'm hanging with fucking gangsters. You better not say anything slick about Jamaicans. Them niggas will light your ass up over there. You understand? You can't do that. So people try to use that melting pot myth on us. And we're deep in here. By the way, since y'all here, go to officialfba.com. Don't get these FBA flags, guys. Get your FBA flags and get your FBA t-shirts. And also, the Foundational Black American Conference 2020, you can watch that now on officialfba.com below. But listen, the melting pot myth, Foundational Black Americans, the melting pot myth is really a slop bucket situation where people want to dump slop on us. It's a bucket of slop that everybody wants to dump the trash they don't want and pick out the goodies for their own cultural group. And we're saying we don't want to be a part of the slop bucket no more. Notice how everybody, they get resources for themselves and we better not try to interject ourselves. For example, the Democrats. The Democrats are trying to get black people to vote for them. They're trying to shame us into voting, and we're talking about tangibles. We're telling them if we vote, we want tangibles, dude. We're not trying to sit up here and just vote for nothing. We want to get tangibles. We're trying to get tangibles. We're not trying to play no games here. We want tangibles. Oh, we ain't got it. Oh, y'all ain't gonna get no reparation, man. They ain't just accept it. They ain't gonna give you no reparations. If they ain't gonna give us nothing, well, shit. Why are we being asked to support them? They keep telling us, Kamala and Joe Biden keep telling us what the fuck they ain't gonna do for us. They keep going out of their way telling us what they ain't gonna do for us. And all the Democrats keep telling foundational black Americans what they ain't gonna do for us. Just vote, because if you don't vote, you don't like black women if you don't vote, because black women voting, and y'all don't like no black women, so y'all better vote. And the Democrats do shit like this. Seattle starts COVID-19 relief fund helping undocumented immigrants. That's in Seattle. They got more shit down here. They find money for all these other groups. You don't even have to be a citizen and they got resources for you. And you want us to vote after that? Y'all giving money to non-citizens and we're telling you what we need? They're up here telling us how we need to vote. Well, vote because Donald Trump is letting COVID loose and COVID is disproportionately targeting black people. So that's one reason why y'all need to vote right there, because of COVID. COVID be disproportionately targeting. Well, nigga, if it's disproportionately targeting us, why are y'all not giving us the resources and you're giving it to non-citizens? That's one of the problems there. Black people are unfairly targeted or disproportionately targeted by COVID and other health issues because of lack of resources, lack of capital, and we can't get capital because of white supremacy and anti-black racism. And when we ask for capital, you tell us to kick rocks, but when we call the insurance company, we hear if you're a Native American, press 2. If you're an undocumented immigrant, we got a special program for you, press 3. And I'm like, waiting on where's the Foundational Black American extension? And these are our tax dollars being given to all of these other groups that ain't even citizens. But you're trying to shame us into voting? This is the Democrats doing that. And they're trying to use a fake-ass gender divide between foundational black American men and foundational black American women. Stop. And another thing. Speaking of that, that woman, Amanda Seals, was talking about, when she was talking to Godfrey, yeah, that Tariq is up here hating on the black woman. You don't represent my sisters. You just don't. You don't represent foundational black American women. Let's be clear. And then she said something about this woman named Brittany Cooper. Yeah, he's making fun of Brittany Cooper. Now, Brittany Cooper, guys, is one of these Democratic shills who sitting up here. She was on Twitter all day the other day, family. Her name is Professor Crunk. She was on Twitter the other day talking about going on a sex strike against black men because black men don't want to vote Democrat. I mean, she was just going on and on all day talking about going on a sex strike. I'm reminded in the 19th century, black women used sex strikes to make sure that brothers didn't vote against black interests. So this is her trying to shame black men into not talking. Really, it's not talking. We're talking about tangibles. And that's them trying to shame us to not talk about tangibles. So they're bringing up some bullshit about a sex strike. They're trying to, yeah, she's one of them black feminists, these people who put their sexuality in front of blackness. Yeah, she don't represent foundational black American women, so she's one of these Democratic shills. She's up here talking about going on a sex strike against black men. And all I did was post a picture. I didn't even say anything. This is this, and I posted a picture, which is here, and didn't say anything. I didn't even put a caption under it. I just posted what she said and then posted her picture. This is the person right here who's going to have a sex strike against niggas. Okay? I didn't put no cap. I didn't even say anything. I just posted what she said and then posted a picture. Oh, damn, you making fun of her, Tariq. No, she's making fun of her damn self. I didn't say nothing. The jokes write themselves. The jokes write themselves sometimes. I didn't do shit wrong, but post what she said, and I posted her picture. Let niggas know that's what you're missing out on right there, fellas. That's your punishment right there. You can't get some of that. That's your punishment, niggas. Now, when you see niggas running around here with MAGA hats, you know what the motivation was. Give me a knife. Fuck out of here. The jokes write themselves. She's up here running around talking about going on a damn sex strike against niggas. All right, is that your tactic to get niggas to not vote? Somebody said she need to go on a hunger strike. I didn't say that. Now, y'all, I wouldn't say that. That's wrong. I didn't say that. That's wrong. I wouldn't say that. But these folks are making fools of themselves. These folks are making goddamn fools of themselves right now. Yeah? This woman she shits on black men all day. These people just have vitriol for not only black men, but just foundational black American society. They hate black society, and they love white mommy and white daddy. But there you go, fellas. Which one of y'all gonna cross that picket line right there? Who's gonna cross the picket line? Right? That's what you're gonna get right there. Y'all better vote. Are you missing out on all these goodies right here? Somebody said she looked like Roland Martin in a Lane Bryant dress. I didn't say that. Stop that. I did not say that woman looked like Roland Martin in a Lane Bryant dress. Y'all stop it. We're not going to be mean-spirited. We're not going to do that tonight. Y'all not doing that tonight. Y'all stop it. Anyway, guys, let me get out of here. I've been on here a long time. Y'all got me turned up tonight, man. This was damn near a 3-hour broadcast tonight. Y'all got me turned up. Y'all got me turned up tonight. 10,000 people in here, heavy. Family, if you have not seen the brand new video, the Foundational Black American Conference 2020. Watch it right now at officialfba.com, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Watch it, and the playback of this is going to be phenomenal, by the way. This is going to be hilarious. Again, I'm coming to New Orleans. I'll be in New Orleans tomorrow, guys. I'm going to be filming. I need to film I want to find a plantation down there to film at, guys, and I need my New Orleans people to help me out. We need to film this Tuesday. We need to film on Tuesday. I need my New Orleans people to help me out, to let me know where some places that we could possibly film down there in New Orleans. My email is info@tariqelite.com. And don't email me if y'all ain't talking about what I'm asking for. Please, people email me all types of shit. Ladies, don't email me pictures of yourself naked, especially if y'all rocking. Don't send me no pictures. But we need a plantation area out there in New Orleans to film. My New Orleans people, hit me up, man, so I can get with y'all so we can find a place to film down there. I want a plantation-looking location down there. No Whitney, no Whitney. I talked about that early on the show. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here, man. Much love. Shout out to my Foundational Black American family. Much respect to our Foundational Black American family and our allies, the people who are not Foundational Black American, but who are allies and loyal to the cause. Much respect to you. You dig? All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Y'all be good.